Three. That heifer right there just don't even care.
Save yourself now.
Action.
Everybody.
What do you say, folks? Hope everybody's having a fine Sunday evening. Are we all ready? We
My
need
phone's been buffering.
5 seconds into it. She says we're buffering.
It is on this.
Can't blame it on the rain. It done mows it on out. But like I say, hope everybody having a fine Sunday evening. Hopefully the bugs work out here in a few minutes. It's carrying on your end. No, it was. There we go.
Gonna get worse.
Hopefully it will. Hopefully it will. I'm trying to get my mind right. Me and her was in the background here, and I got some on some of them old
The Righteous Brothers.
yeah, I call it belly rubbing music. You can snatch a woman up and twirl her around the kitchen, what have you. But got to listen to old Righteous Brothers on a couple things, and some other songs. But, we was just enjoying ourselves here for a few minutes. But now I got to get my brain going for the show.
Get it off the music.
Get the Righteous Brothers out of my head.
Yeah.
What they had going on. But I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Them old songs still, they still good music, kind of thing. All right, let me get to the show. Let me holler at everybody right fast. Well, I'll let a few more get on in here.
Our favorite Miss Leona's in here.
Yep, just seeing you got Mosey on in. Good to see y'all. Let me Mosey on in here. Here we go.
DC's just full of good news.
Is it?
Yes. His mama's home. She's doing better. She's getting stronger every day. And a good friend of his is a nurse, and she's helping do some home rehab and helping him taking care of his mom.
Well, that is awesome to hear.
Full of good news.
Yes, sir, indeed.
That's really great to hear, DC. It's about time y'all had some good news.
Yeah, just having her home kind of thing just takes a load off on itself. Not having to deal with other homes or hospitals and this and that and everything.
Ain't no rest like in your own home.
No doubt. Miss Deb, the Sun Bunny, it's good to see you, man. And we will definitely keep you in prayer. We know how it is when these critters can tug at your heartstrings, kind of thing.
Big time.
Mike Tangway, it's good to see you, Captain. Mr. Dennis Sherrill, good to see you. Mr. Blade Bunner, good to see you, Captain. Mr. Russell Amon, hope y'all doing well over there in Southwest Mississippi.
I hope Miss Brenda's doing better too. We should have been praying for her.
DC, good to see you again, man. Appreciate you. Keith Spillman and Miss Michelle up there in that fine country.
Rolling in honey.
Woo, ain't they there? Lord knows. PJ's good to see y'all, brother. Hope y'all doing good. Mr. Russell Cooper, Miss Sharon, good to see you. Jeremy, good to see you, man. See you having a pretty good season out there in Texas as well,
Mm-hmm.
or out in Texas.
Mhm.
Redfish, good to see you, Captain. Hope y'all doing well. Jack and Danae,
She just put in here she's holding God's or looking at God's most beautiful child, sleeping like an angel.
oh hey.
She be soaking up them grandma moments. Uh-huh.
Hallelujah Big Farm, Pastor Larry, Miss Jan, like she says, our favorite Miss Leon is there. Oh, it jumped on me.
You lost your
I
spot.
did. Doggone. Okay,
You got it.
no, I don't think. I'm trying to get back to where I was. Miss Russell, Miss Sharon, there, Jack and Danae. Hallelujah Big Farm, Redfish. That just threw me off out of whack. The doggone thing jumping
Yeah.
around. Country Road, okay. Country Road, good to see you, man. Appreciate you dropping back by. Feathers Flowers. It keeps jumping on me. I miss you, Mr. Roy. Good to see you,
We
Captain.
love everybody.
Yeah, thank y'all, Mr. Dan Weaver.
No, it actually ain't raining today. I don't think we got a pretty good rain yesterday for sure. But this is the first day it ain't rain. Mate, Redfish said there is flooding up there. His house is literally taking on water.
Oh no.
That sucks.
I figured all that would have. Redfish, he's in Alabama, North Alabama. I figured what we had gotten yesterday morning and midday yesterday would have done pushed up y'all's way and
Been out.
yeah, been out sometime either late last night or early this morning. But Lord have mercy, I hate y'all taking on water.
Oh, Joe.
Uh,
It's been a year for that.
hey, I tell you,
Good grief.
God forbid if you ever, we don't ever know when the rains are going to come down like that. But there's one good thing I'm glad I hold on to, and that's old feed bags.
Yeah.
Them old feed bags make some of the best doggone sandbags in a quick, fast, in a hurry if you need something. And throw them puppies out wherever you need to. Then when the rain's over, you can pick them up or throw some sod on top of them, make a terrace out of it for the next one.
Oh man, Country Roads planted his buckwheat yesterday, and now they're forecasting the next 7 days at least 50% chance of rain.
Hopefully, it's a good just
We didn't do
round.
buckwheat, but we planted grass one time, and that happened. And but we wound up with a nice thick patch of grass at the very bottom of our property
Yep.
down there.
They took it all down the hill down
Not
there.
a sprig of grass in the yard where we threw that seed out. None.
Eric, good to see you, man. Appreciate you dropping in with us this evening. But yeah, well, I mean, for our sake, we should be done with the rain for a few days. We're trying to finish up roofing one portion of Hannah's daddy's house over there, and we had Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and it rained all day yesterday, and we got just about half of that thing roofed. I had to go back over there yesterday morning and button up a few places because the rain was going to be in here about 10 o'clock yesterday morning, and sure enough it was, and it done nothing but gully washed. But thank the Lord, there was only one little drip in the kitchen in one spot. I was panicking. Yes, panicking.
That has been a bug in my word that has whooped us over there.
Well, too, we're getting into our showing up humidity in the
It's
daytime. So
hot. It's hot. And we've been on that roof from like 7 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon.
yeah. So with it being 90+ degrees these next few days, we're gonna work until about 12 o'clock, and we're gonna call in the dog, as they say, then get back on it
Thank
next morning.
God, a local, what kind of business does he have? Like a roofing
Commercial
business,
roofing
commercial
company.
roofing company.
I'll give him a shout out because
Yeah.
he's helped us so much. AAA
So
Construction.
much. I mean, they have been an absolute godsend. This wouldn't have happened without them. There was no way us or my daddy could re-roof that house over there. Absolutely no way. They made it happen, and that they saved us. My Lord, did they save us? That man, he's never even met my daddy. We've done some business with him, but he sent a big old, a lift that pick up a whole pallet of shingles and set it up there for us instead of how 3 of us, with 2 of, because I can't tote a bundle of shingles up a ladder. I can barely get myself up a ladder most days, but it just absolutely amazing. I've been thanking God for them so much through this process.
Indeed. He found out about Hannah's daddy's situation with him and Hannah's brother over there, and somehow the word got to the man, and he got a hold of us, and he called me up one day and he said, "Hey, is this Tim?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "Look, ride by my shop. I need to talk with you." So we moseyed on by there and talked to him. About the time we left, we went down to the bottom of his field back there where his major business is back there. And he says, "I got 37 squares of shingles right here. I got 6 or 8 starters, squares, all the ridge you need. Here's all the felt paper. Here's everything you need to do the
Synthetic
roof."
felt paper,
Yeah.
not the cheap stuff.
No, it ain't cheap.
It's the real stuff, like the up to code stuff.
God love him. He donated every single bit of it. Didn't charge 1 red cent and didn't ask a thing about it. And then he found out we was going to start back on it this week, and he called me up again. He said, "Hey, instead of toting all them shingles up and down the roof, I got this little mini Lowell here at the house. I can bring up there to y'all, and y'all can borrow it over the weekend." I was like, "Man, if you don't mind, well, yeah, I'll take you up on that." And sure enough, about 8 o'clock, they come rolling up Friday morning with it. And yes,
Delivered the thing. Could not believe it. I'm gonna
big
tell
blessing.
you the truth, Country Roads. I'm hoping this is one of the last 2 roofing jobs we do. I'm not super excited about investing in more roofing equipment. I'm so tired of roofing the last couple of years. It ain't even funny. And I'm not a qualified roofer at all. I'm just tired of working on top of a roof these last couple of years.
Country roads, yeah, I've seen them. We was talking about them with a brother from church. He come by to help us as well. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And whenever we got to the point of needing to get shingles on the roof before we knew about the Lowell situation, we had discussed we can get our hands on a lift that hooks to a ladder and shoots them shingles up. And it honestly wasn't too much longer before we got the phone call about the man that owns the roofing business telling us, "No, don't worry about that. I'll come down here and hook y'all up." So, like Hannah said, when we done with this roof, I'm done with roofing. for a
We
while.
gotta fix our own. We got that leaked. We gotta fix on our house. It's just kind of rigged and covered up, so it's not leaking actively at the moment. But that's why I was saying I'm hoping this is one of two of the very last roofing jobs we do.
Redfish, indeed, there are, brother. And
That's why we like to talk about it, because you never hear about them. You just hear the bad stories. That's why everybody's always, well, there just ain't no good people left. Well, there are. They just don't get recognized enough.
the man that originally started that business, his daddy started that business probably 30 years ago. Started out residential roofing, then he moseyed on into commercial roofing, and come out to be a very wealthy man because of it. Well, he turned it over to his son not too long ago, and usually, not all the time, but oftentimes whenever a younger generation takes over, they kind of forget about helping folks if they can. But this bunch ain't. Their last name is Fleming, and both of them, Mr. Young Fleming and Mr. Older Fleming, they've been a blessing to this community in many, many ways.
It's pitiful. You should see me trying to pick up a bundle of shingles and just walk with it, much less get up a ladder. Ain't no way. There isn't no way. I can nail them pretty good with a gun, but I ain't toting them very far. I don't think I'll ever be built like that.
I'm trying to get away from it. Y'all done heard me chirping on here too much. Talking
Yeah.
about I'm ready to hang my tool bags up and find a different field to go into. I still enjoy building and working on things, but I'm ready to build and work on the things I want to work on instead of having to worry about doing it for a living. It's getting old fast. But
JT and Grayson just come in.
just seen Barnhill pop in here.
Barnhill. Hey, I did that a lot of hay as a kid or as a teenager.
Well, hey, if you was any kind of country youngin, at some point in your life, there's a real good chance you was slinging hay bales at one point in your life, and you found
I'll tell you the
respect.
honest truth. I'd much rather be the one walking and chunking the bales up onto the trailer than being the one on the trailer stacking. I don't want no part of that. I'm terrible at Jenga. That whole haystack they done fell down if y'all put me stacking. Didn't take long to figure that out. That and once they get over like 6 or 7, I can't hardly throw them up there anyway.
That's when that knee comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Give you that extra little push, get them on up there.
I'm not that coordinated. It used to be fun though. You get a whole group of you together. There's usually a watermelon on ice and a whole bunch of pizza involved. We ain't 20 minutes in. I'm almost out of coffee.
Already? Well, you turned that baby up, didn't you?
I have been. Well, Juba wouldn't let me take a nap.
There's some folks in here that done slung a bale of hay or two.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get into the prayer list, and we'll get into where we're going to go with beekeeping. Only got a small little deal for the most part. We're just going to feed off y'all tonight, whatever we got happening, where we going to go with it.
Like we've been having too much rain to really get any nectar coming in. Grayson said he got a little bit.
Yeah, we ain't dried out really long enough to have much anything around here.
All right, we got Mr. Mark and Miss Crystal, Mr. Pat, Miss Deb, Mike Tangley and his family, DC and his mama, Philip's mama, his friends BJ and his wife, our favorite Miss Leona, Steve Amos's father-in-law, P.J. Hanley, Sarah and her family, Mr. Randy's mother-in-law, Miss Janae Wood, Kenneth and Chris Wilkinson, Redfish's wife, Miss Janet, Kenneth Allen, Rodney Middleton and his family, Dan Garrison's daughter, Keith Larimore's cousin, Miss Brenda Amon, Lee's mama, Miss Brenda Johnson, Keith Barnhill and his family, little Emma Hoskins, Greg Dunn, Bill Kent's mama, Tim's brother Jamie, Mr. Dan and his church, Shaw Wee, Jen's dad, Gary Stewart, Castle House Brian and his family, Blaine's great nephew, Haley Baker, Lee's cousin Stephanie, all our nation's service members, Shauna and her family, James Knoll, Keith Larimore's mama, my brother Jacob, James Pell, Justin Jenkins, Bucks B's wife, Allie Baker, Marty from Yes Honey, baby Luca's parents, Zach and Kiera, Lee's wife, Miss Renee, DC's friend Bree and her daughter Ivy, Jason, his family, Russell Amon's cousin Ricky, Allie Bunner, Tom Mack and his family, Dennis, Cheryl and their family, Bobby's Bees, Mr. Mike Hall's wife, Feathers and Flowers' husband, and Hannah and David Davidson. Our list is getting long, but our praises are getting long too.
Yeah, like I say, good hearing about DC's mama
Mm-hmm.
getting home. Still continue to pray for many folks out there as the need is great, but the Lord will fulfill as He sees fit. We just want to say we appreciate folks out there praying for folks,
Absolutely.
for the people needing prayer, kind of thing. Because there's times we have to hit y'all up on our end, and it's a blessing knowing there are people out there willing and actually doing that for you. All right, we're
Oh,
ready.
that's good. DC said Bree and Ivy are doing better too.
Who?
His friend Bree and her
Oh,
daughter.
okay. I thought you said the Ivy is doing good too. That's why I was like, what?
Her daughter Ivy.
I got you.
Everybody's joking about the train fixing the derail already.
Hey, who was it? Choo Choo, and somebody said, was it Country Road?
Danae and Eric and Country Road, everybody checking on you.
Train round a bit. I hear that train coming. That's it. We're talking about that. I just got on a rip for the last couple hours, cranking up just some older, good country music.
Real music.
Yeah, man. Some old Ricky Band. That's who I enjoyed listening to sing there.
Music with some soul too.
That's it. But on the beekeeping end, we'll get into something before I completely derail. Listening to Joey's chat yesterday, and we're getting in that time of the year where a lot of us down here below the Mason-Dixon pulling some honey. Ones of you up there in the North Country, y'all kind of rocking on along, and it won't be too far behind yourselves as far as fixing to be pulling some honey. And Joey made mention, somebody asked him during the chat last night what the moisture content was in his honey whenever he pulled it. Now, granted, we need to get a refractometer ourselves just for that, but that's a little investment we'll get maybe in a couple of weeks kind of thing. But definitely good tool to have in your toolbox. That way you ain't got to worry about fermenting honey in any kind of ways. But I got thinking in my brain, what you got?
Mr. Dan just pulled some honey from no black locust.
Dadgummit.
That's heartbreaking.
That is heartbreaking. And I was sure looking for a little, just a little pinch kind of thing. But talking about more, they was talking about moisture level, and I think Joey said that.
Just
Oh,
like
go.
Redfish said, Miss Janet's so good now we can take her off the prayer list.
Come on.
Are you serious?
Praise
That is
God.
awesome, Redfish.
And I mean that.
That is awesome to hear.
What are we at there?
I don't know if I'll be able to break the habit of praying for her.
No, y'all.
She's been on the prayer list
There we
like
go.
one of the longest. That's awesome. That's just made my night.
Let's put it up there. Bingo. Got you now.
Don't feel bad, PJ. Keeps even making the Southerners jealous.
Wonderful, wonderful news.
That is wonderful news. Amazing news.
All we can do is thank the Lord for hearing the prayers. We give Him all the glory for it. And I'm not being a smart aleck by any kind of means by saying that. Wonderful.
Made my week.
All right. They was yakking about moisture content. Somebody asked Joey what if he had it, if he knew what it was. Well, he good thinking was writing down his moisture content for everything he's pulled so far. And I think like 2 of them was around 15%, one of them was around 17%. But he's got his dehumidifier in his little honey house, and he sticks fans on them for about 24 hours or so, and kind of helps pull some of that extra moisture out, especially, Lord knows, South Louisiana humidity. It's just like ours over here.
Nasty.
You can wear it all day long. Yeah. So it got me to thinking, and some of y'all may probably already know this, but I got thinking in my brain, I was like, well, if the bees have already capped honey, this is what I was asking myself last night during that. If the bees already capped the honey, is it already not at a certain level when the bees cap it? So
I thought it had to be their specifications for them.
yeah, the bees don't need a refractometer. They know by nature, okay, that it's where it needs to be. So we'll put a cap on it, close it off to keep further moisture from getting into it. Well, then my next question to myself was, if they cap that off, does the moisture increase or decrease, or does it neutralize at whatever they capped it off at? So the bees don't know numbers, but according to the portion I'm going to read from you, and the website I clicked on at first, I did not recognize the people's faces because it was some younger them. And when I got to reading into it, it was like, hey, my name is so-and-so, and my wife's so-and-so. And it's got their picture. And I hope he don't get mad at me. I don't know if he ever watches this or not, but I'd have never thought it was him seeing his young picture as far as recognizing him today on YouTube. And when I say his name, everybody's going to go, oh, okay. But getting back to, and I'll disclose that in a minute who it is. And if y'all want to, I'll tell you what site it is
Oh,
where
you're
you can
just
go
being
on.
tired making a cliffhanger.
Well, I got to for, kind of thing, minute. But getting back to what I was thinking last night, if they capped it at a certain level, and will it increase, decrease, or stay at a neutral point after they've capped it? Well, I did not know this, but after reading it, apparently that cap that they put on it does have a porous portion to it. I thought it was when they capped it,
It was just all.
it was like, mason jar
I'm listening, but I gotta.
and putting your vegetables up for the season. Locked and loaded in the mason jar. As long as you don't pop the lid on it, everything's good for it. Mm-hmm. Well, according to the Google, and I do not like this AI overview because it don't give me much or give us much anymore to go off of, like a standard. If you Google something to get a baseline of whatever you're looking for, but I just simply typed in, does capped honey gain or lose moisture over time? And according to the overview, capped honey can do both because beeswax cappings are naturally porous and, well, they're not naturally porous. Over time, honey will exchange moisture with its environment depending on the humidity of the surrounding air. Gain moisture in humid environment. This be for a lot of us down here in the south end of the country dealing with showing of humidity. I get it now. But it says in a humid environment, relative humidity above 60%, capped honey will absorb water from the air and become wetter. To lose moisture in a dry environment, a lot of you folks up here in the North Country that don't have the humidity nowhere near we do down here, says in a dry environment, relative humidity below 60%, it will give up water to the air and become thicker. To ensure your honey moisture content stays at a safe state, self-stable level, typically under 18%, it should be stored in an upright container. Then it just gives me a little deal of, are you looking to store capped honey in combs and jars or trying to fix high moisture, which doesn't give you a whole much to go off of. All right, now the suspense getter. Here we go. It just popped up with a portion right underneath all that where you could click on a link to look at. And I just clicked on the first link. And it was talking about honey moisture level. But I'll read the article and then we'll see if anybody can pick out, maybe through the verbiage of how he wrote that. And I'm going to say she was a portion of it too. Very well known on YouTube, very well known in beekeeping. No, you guessed wrong. Okay, it says, we are blank and blank, sharing various aspects of beekeeping. Hundreds of people have driven out to our farm to visit, and thousands have called and asked us questions. We are always happy to visit and to help others start beekeeping honeybees. When harvesting honey, the moisture level is important to consider. For most beekeepers, we simply let the bees tell us when the moisture level is around 17 to 18%. This is when the bees cap off the comb to prevent the honey from absorbing any moisture. Some beekeepers get into too big of a hurry and take off honey supers before comb is completely sealed off. This means the honey can have higher amount of moisture than 18%. Moisture above this level can cause problems in the future, namely allowing the honey to ferment. Of course, if you eat lots of honey, you'll consume it before it has a chance to ferment, even when the moisture level is higher than it should be. But if customers buy it and keep it around for a while, then honey with a high moisture content can ferment. If you pull off your honey after it has been capped, then you know the moisture level is good to go. However, if you pull off the honey supers that are partially capped, then the honey in the uncapped cells will begin to absorb any moisture in the air. To safeguard my honey from drawing moisture while it's being processed, I monitor humidity in my honey room. I keep it very dry by the use of a dehumidifier. I usually keep it around 45% in the room. If I cannot process my supers the same day, I'll pull them off the hives. I will stack them in the honey room so that they are staggered. I leave the dehumidifier on, maximum dry, and use a fan to circulate air in the room. Honey from the different nectar sources can have different moisture contents. Clover honey is around 23% and is perfectly good honey with this level of moisture. However, other honey will ferment at 23%. In fact, moisture levels higher than 21% other than the honey where this is permissible is not fit for sale. Did you see the name?
Right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In fact, moisture levels higher than 21% other than the honey where it's permissible is not fit for sale. Honey is hydroscopic, which means it can easily absorb moisture from the air around it. But if the air is dry, then the honey will lose moisture, thus improving its quality. Some beekeepers use a refractometer to check the moisture level in honey. The easiest way to ensure honey is a safe, optimal moisture level is to wait until the bees seal off the comb, then try to process your honey in a dry room and bottle it as soon as possible. Now, I don't know if some of the verbiage have led y'all into whom it may be, but look at the picture. And
Mhm.
it doesn't look like the man today, and I'm not being ugly, I promise. So y'all don't, when I reveal this, y'all don't go into his chat and say, "Oh, Tim, a very good line." So you done aged quite a bit, mister. Okay, y'all ready? Does anybody guess?
No, they're talking about percentages and stuff.
Y'all wouldn't
Different
even.
ways to dry it down.
Oh.
They were talking about what you were talking
Okay,
about.
I'll say y'all wasn't
They ain't
paying attention in
studying your
class.
suspense and stuff.
Okay, listen. See if I
They
can
paid
get
attention to the importance.
Indeed, they did. Let's see if I can get the picture up here and see if y'all can put a name to it.
Redfish, that was my first guess.
All right. Do you recognize that face?
You can't
Go.
see that.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Grayson won.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
Sure did. He got it.
He don't believe me. He's got to wait till it pops up on his end and read it for himself.
Grayson won it. He figured it out. But when I seen the picture, any y'all want to go back and look at it, it is on, let me see the name of their website. David Burns Beekeeping. And there's a bunch of it, but
When I saw that, I thought it was fun.
it's on the honey moisture level. So any of y'all want to go back and view the photo that I'm speaking of here?
Yeah. He said it was a burn, so I was close.
So that just got the rattling in my brain last night was if they cap it off, is that what it's going to be, or will it gain
They were
or lose moisture being capped? So, fun fact for myself.
Mr. Russell Pittman said capped honey can still pick up moisture. Just dry it down like Keith and don't worry about capping. Let's see. Mr. Dan said his was 17% right from the hive super and was fully capped. Larimore pulled some Friday that was 20.5%. Didn't say if it was capped or not. Richard said honeycomb will absorb moisture and ferment.
I think that's something that is waterproof, yet
Mm-hmm.
will absorb moisture,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Keith said make sure you store it in buckets or barrels with a rubber seal
Yes.
to keep moisture out. And then they started talking about mixing sugar syrup in a 50-gallon barrel with a trolling motor. And I thought that was brilliant.
That's genius.
I thought that was brilliant.
Somebody stood one day and said, "How can I mix this up 1,000 times faster? I got
Yeah.
a trolling motor on the boat. Let me put this barrel right here beside the boat, or I'll just take my trolling motor off and mount it on the side of the bucket,
Yeah.
barrel, whatever you want to call it." Genius.
Okay, Larimore said his was capped at that percentage. So I think Mr. Russell Amon said he pulled some last year that was capped and it was 21%.
Well, let me go back here and say, because where was it at?
Last year's.
Okay. Honey from different nectar sources can have different moisture contents. Clover honey is around 23% and is perfectly good honey with this level of moisture. However, other honey will ferment at 23%. In fact, moisture levels higher than 21% other than the honey where this is permissible is not fit for sale. So, I wonder if y'all got on some of that clover honey. And if y'all don't believe me, y'all go to David Burns' show next time he has it. Says, "Look, Gunline was reading it off, and I'm not too sure about what you wrote in it. Whatever I'm looking at here, however many years ago that was."
Larimore said just back up the boat and drop in the motor and then go fishing to clean it off after you're done.
Well, I mean, that's a good example of why to have the fishing barometer slash it's a fishing and beekeeping barometer for us at the house, sitting somewhere. So if you can't go fishing, go out there and work your bees because they're going to be calm. If you can't work your bees, go fishing because it works out perfect because you can do one or the other that day. If you can't work the bees, go fish.
I had my beach day, so I could use a fishing day.
Well, it won't be long. Tim's going to take everybody fishing.
Mm-hmm. We owe them now.
I do. Let me get back to some of y'all's comments here. Like I said, I watched David Burns take a jar of his of the shelf and off the shelf and tested it, and it was 20%. Said it was good. I mean, I trust a man's knowledge on that. He's 10 times more educated in this business than I am, that's for sure. So if you got these dudes out here talking that on certain honeys, like they've mentioned, not all honeys, but if it's a particular honey, the different levels. That way, if somebody does pull a clover honey and look at it and go, well, crud, it's 19, 20%, and I can't get it any lower unless I stick it in the dehumidifier in my honey house for 6 days, I might be able to get it down low enough that way versus, say privet, wildflower, and anything else that we typically have down here, expecting that moisture content to be 16, 18 to percent to be the ideal spot.
Claremore said he wonders if his high moisture honey was mimosa.
We can Google it, my man.
You
Let me get up here.
got the internet on a laptop.
I got it right here at the palm of my hand. Y'all probably have the answer before I even get it typed in here, but
Is mimosa bad? Check the keys on the keyboard to work. Hey, Joey. Yeah, like he said, don't read the chat. That's why I said hey out loud. You can tell he's driving because he put I can't reach the chat, not read the chat. Everybody's saying hey to you, Joey, but don't try to read it.
Okay. According to the Google, I said is mimosa honey when capped a high moisture content. It says not necessarily. Capped honey is typically considered right by the bees, but its moisture content heavily depends on local environment and specific nectar source, depending on humidity and flower types. Capped honey can still test above safe, stable limits. All right. That didn't tell me very much on the mimosa end. Let me get back up here and see if I can. Uh-huh. Okay, here's a little bit better one. It says, yes, mimosa honey and other fast flow nectar rich tree honeys like silk tree or sourwood can frequently have higher moisture content, even when fully capped by the bees. While the traditional beekeeping rule of thumb is that capped honey is perfectly cured and sits safely below 18.5% moisture, high ambient humidity during the summer nectar flow can cause bees to cap it at higher levels. Humid climates, if the humidity inside your immediate area or region is consistently high, bees struggle to evaporate the nectar down to a standard of 17 to 18%. Goldilocks zone, they will cap it to protect the stores from absorbing more ambient moisture, even if it's wetter content and is higher than ideal. Nectar source, some prolific nectar flows, including mimosa, also known as the Persian silk tree, naturally produce a higher water weight nectar that bees will occasionally cap above the 18.5% threshold. Then it just gets back into, if it's above 18%, there's a chance that it may ferment on you.
That's a good question. So people dehydrate honey. Do you think in the Southwest they have to rehydrate honey? And they do. Somebody made a video.
If Jeremy's in here, that'd be a good question for him.
They added water and mixed it to rehydrate it.
Well, on that end of things,
You didn't go that far, did you?
I had a genius idea, but I can't say it right now because somebody's already took one of my ideas and making money off of it, kind of thing.
He's still butthurt.
Well, I told in my videos way before anybody ever thought of that idea, if you take this idea, send me a check and I'll keep my mouth shut. But no, they took that idea and said, you know what? I'll go to the Honeybee Expo with it. Sell it to everybody. That's what they do.
I can see farmers too.
I can see it in the camera too. Let me fix my shirt. That was bothering me a while ago.
He had him a moment. It was the first shirt he put on. You could see his farmers.
Well, I had a beautiful white ring. I was going to wear one of my American flag shirts, and it's got a lower neck, I guess, and the neck portion. And when we sat down in front of the camera a while ago, you just seen a beautiful white ring, then red from here up, where we've been out in the sun. So thank you for pointing that out for all of America here.
Got you sidetracked, though, didn't
It shut me up. Yep.
Mission accomplished.
She knows how to shut me up. Yeah. Let me throw him off real quick, get him on something else.
Philip got 3 3/4 inches of rain at his house.
I'm glad to see you in here because I was honestly going to text you. I ain't seen him in the chats in a little while and was just going to call and check on him.
Your shenanigans.
He said, I need a break from this dude.
We probably got 13 inches of rain the last few weeks down here. Maybe even 15.
Somebody, it was the brother from church when we was up there snatching shingles off the roof the other day. Well, it's 17 and some change. He said he's gotten around his house and he ain't but about 4 or 5 miles down the road. But
so we probably got, Philip missed one Sunday.
one too many, Philip.
You don't get a gold star this week.
We have nobody in our chat to start the trouble. If Philip starts it, everybody is right behind him. You know, blah, blah,
You act
blah.
like you don't know how to do that.
Well, I mean, I can only start so much trouble. I need people to help me to continue that. So we have something to fuss about. That's what everybody loves. Nobody comes over here for the nice things. Everybody wants to hear people, well, so-and-so done this. Or
We need to change our attitudes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Thank
I
you,
usually
Eric.
just follow.
Thank you, brother. Look, I don't know where this train's going to take us, but we're going to head down the track.
Laremore's gotcha.
Indeed.
Yeah. I don't know country roads. I'm used to. I've seen so many shenanigans in our however many years we've been together now. It's unbelievable.
There's some stuff that I'd be kicked off of this thing if y'all see that look right there. if I started in on some of it, y'all would fall out in the floor laughing. But the way.
But he'd be in behavior classes for you too.
Yeah.
They'd take the episode down. Oh my word.
Miss Ann, it ain't very often people provoke me to anger. It's more of me
venting his frustrations.
Well, kicking their anger anymore because
he enjoys it.
I like a good
really
debate.
He really does.
I like a good debate.
Get angry. He just gets all hyped up because he loves it. He really does.
I tell her I take people on an emotional roller coaster.
Well, you just drive me up the wall.
It's up and down. And oftentimes by the time the ride stops, they're not happy with me, and I just have a smile on my face. Walk away a victor. I won.
You'll see what I live with all the time. What's the L word?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh my God.
Pardon me. Y'all done got me coughing.
He does love poking the bear today.
But I do keep my distance. I know how to crow hop.
Oh, leprechaun.
That did get us
That was just embarrassing.
we got a
can't do
strike
that.
off
We
that.
got in trouble off of that.
Y'all believe that?
Yeah, I do.
That was hilarious though. For the
I
ones that
remember
hear it.
right. I asked you if we're allowed to play something like that on a live stream, and you would, oh yeah, don't worry about it. And then YouTube's blowing up our email account.
Talking about you, that was copyrighted, whatever. Something.
You just get your point across, don't you, Larimore?
It wouldn't take much with Larimore because he's got one of them growls. He got a deep growl in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
So if he really hunkered down on that
He's
growl,
got that, like, I can be a mean country man, daddy, and tear your butt up, and I don't even need a flip flop to do it.
yeah.
He said, I simply explain loudly why I'm right and they're wrong.
See, I'd have to get a few decimals up to gain the attention. A
You
man
can
like
do
him
it, though.
that's got that deep growl in his voice. You know that'll make a lot of
This is
people
turning
go,
into an anger management meeting.
We're going to get through this, y'all. We're going to get through it.
It's an emotional support class, Mr. Roy.
So don't get angry, especially if you know you're good and solid in what you're debating on. I'll put it like that. Then you just let them get upset and fired up, and just smile. That's enough to fire them up in itself. Ask me how I know. Miss Russell Cooper, is a wife the only one that has won the argument with you?
At least you have an excuse, huh?
Well, it's one of them. I got to get my point across because I can't hear me, but I want to make sure y'all can.
Yep.
In the event I'm talking too softly. There has been a couple of times. She says it's selective hearing. I can hear a cricket break wind at 150 yards. But if you're right here by me talking, I'm constantly, what? And I honestly, it's, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's between saws and fire trucks and watching the 3-letter governments.
It has nothing to do with that.
Make stuff go boom.
I'll tell y'all why I believe it's selective hearing.
Yeah, I don't want to hear her side.
Oh, yeah? You think? Because we'll sit here talking just like this, and I'll say something or ask him something, and he'll answer me. And then 10 minutes later, we go to carry this task out that I just asked him about, and he has no idea what I'm talking about.
Never heard what she said.
Never heard a word that come out of my mouth. I'm like, you just grunt at me to shut me up, don't you? It's definitely selective hearing. Closed ear syndrome.
I think that's what it could be.
No, because his ears are obviously open because he answers me. He just retains nothing that comes out of my mouth. Absolutely nothing.
What?
Like, he will look at me like a calf looking at a new lock gate. 20 minutes later, and I'm like, we just had this conversation. He'll get mad. No, we did not.
I thought you said something.
I'm going to start recording this.
How many times I said, well, I thought you said this. You're like, nope, you just told me that.
He said, oh, it registered. It just takes a little while to pull that file back up. I hear the ringing in my ears just fine. Everything else, not so.
That's it. That is it. Yep.
Thank you so much, Keith. You just gave him a new justification.
My ears are ringing.
Then why'd you answer me?
What?
That's what kills me. Like, he'll tell me yes or no to a question just to shut me up. That's it, just to shut me up. Because he don't have a clue what I'm saying.
I think Mr. Russell said Miss Brenda tells him the same thing.
Well, I'm sure that most Southern women deal with this on a routine basis. Eric said, Keith, at least you can listen to the music. And I'm pretty sure it would just be like a ping pong ball machine in his forehead for a couple seconds, and then she gone. Even if I'm staring him in the eyes, it's gone. That's a time-honored tradition for all men. I think Southern men have it worse, though. I really do.
Well,
Mhm.
hey,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
we love y'all.
That's part of the appeal, I guess.
Yeah. And it's a part okay. A part of it too is to rattle y'all's cage because
Yeah. He thinks it's cute.
it is cute when you want to
Really?
get fired up sometimes,
Yeah.
You may not. Let's see how many's honest about this in the comments. All right. Your woman gets fired up. Whenever she's chewing on you about whatever it is, you're biting your lip. And when she walks out that door,
You bust out laughing.
you are dying laughing to yourself, kind of thing like, ooh,
But you better bite
is.
that lip till it bleeds, because I do not want to see you smile when I'm that kind of fired up.
Of course, we're not going to smile when y'all are that fired up.
Mhm.
But whenever y'all either head outside or go do your hair, what have you,
The last thing I'm going to do is my hair when I'm that kind of fired up. Oh my gosh. Hey, somebody just told us we had a rural king around here and we had never heard of it before.
nope.
But apparently that place is supposed to be like jam up.
Ain't it a grocery store or something?
No, it's like a Tractor Supply kind of place.
Oh.
It's where Gene got all the yard ornaments and stuff. Mr. Donnie talks about that's become Mr. Donnie's new hot spot as a rural king.
I forgot about that.
I'm with you, and thank God for bees and marriage.
It keeps things interesting, that's for sure.
It does. Marriage gets you all riled up, and the bees will calm you right on down.
Mr. Roy,
No, it's all in good fun, Mr. Roy.
hey, my lungs may not be the best in the world, but I still got enough volume to run.
Well, why don't y'all be his therapist for a minute, Larry? Let the man vent. Oh, I was right. So it's like a Tractor Supply on steroids.
Well, we may have to go actually check it out. Because somebody was telling us about
Eric said we're either laughing or trying to figure out what the heck she's talking about. I'm sure there's been some times in every marriage where the woman blows up and the man is just oblivious to the mile-long lead-up that caused that explosion there.
I don't know why she got so worked up over whatever it is she's worked up over.
But 90% of the time, it's not the one thing that sets you off. It's the 57 things that happened beforehand that you didn't help me with. And then that one stupid little thing is what triggered me.
See, the problem is you're holding on to too much stuff.
But the problem is I'm dealing with too much stuff.
I like what I said better.
I bet you do. He's just stupefied by your beauty. That's about the worst excuse I've heard. Yeah.
It puts me in
Oh my gosh.
a trance.
I bet it does.
Or it gets me thinking, how can I get her worked up even more?
I don't have selective here.
DC says you don't have to be married to understand what is going on as a man. God made women weird. Let's see. Rural King can get you free popcorn, baby chickens, and a new shop. Oh, okay. Definitely have to check that out. Because they opened up Aldi's around here not too long. I say not too long ago. The thing's been open probably 5 or 6 years. And we literally went into it about a couple months ago for the first time. Had no idea what Aldi's was, never been in one, seen the sign. I'm not going to lie. Whenever they tore the old Winn-Dixie out and they put the Aldi sign up there, I thought it was honestly something to do with the state of Alabama and the Department of something or another. You can laugh now. But after a little bit of education, somebody told me, said, no, look, hey, that's some kind of grocery store deal going in up there. And it rocked on, like I say, 4 or 5 years. Me and Hannah just went into that thing. And, but y'all jawing about, you can get a little bit of everything up in this, what is it again? Rural King. So I definitely have to go check this place out, especially with the lead dispensers.
You let me talk first. Yeah.
DC, I have those tendencies. I cannot deny that.
What tendencies?
Of poking the bear too much.
You tell Mr. Mark that?
Well, I tuned in on his comment on the Rural King about you can buy baby chickens, whatever else you want, and lead dispensers up in that Rural King. Mr. Donnie left that part out.
Free popcorn, baby chicken, and a new shotgun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keith Larimore said Brenda was fussing at me last week, and I told her if she did quit, I was going to
Tell DC I just saw her. It's coming.
ask for the rib back. That was one of the things.
Ask for rib back.
Yeah, I'm going to need that thing
You
back,
can't
please.
have it.
All right, everybody's
I've
saying
never heard anybody else talk about that.
what?
Or
The-
haven't.
Oh, well, it seems like we're on the same mind track in some way. Me and Keith Larimore on that. Because right before our preacher died, old brother Sammy, good Lord called him home. It's been what, 2 years now, something like that.
This month is a year.
But I got to thinking in my brain, just that kind of stuff. And I asked him, I said, you know, the good Lord, he took the rib out of Adam and he used it to make a woman for man's pleasure, kind of thing, a helpmate in this life. And I said, preacher, I said, I know we can't say this for sure, but it's just something rolling around in my brain that is there a chance that whenever the good Lord selects us, the individual to marry, the one that we're committed to for life, till death do we part, did he possibly take the rib from me and make her to make us complete and whole? And he said, well, son, I can't give you a definite answer on it. He said, but there's a real good possibility you may be on to something. So it's funny you mentioned that there, Keith. By that means, oh, I forgot to drag out our new little get up. I'll wait till she comes back in here and go get it. We finally got that thing in the mail. I think Friday evening. So we're ready to rock on with some more cutouts without worrying about needing to empty the buckets as often.
You see Philip's comment?
I just seen Philip's comment. Apparently he took the rib and the part of hearing parts too.
No, he just gave me the defective rib.
No, well, no. Are you after that? You are after that. My woman.
I can read your mind when I can hear you on YouTube.
Yeah, you know what my brain's saying, don't you?
Mhm.
Bingo.
I'll be right back.
Got her in. Oh, let's see if I can get this thing.
This was selective here and as a trade.
Got the double screen. Double screen button. Can you hear me now? He put a piece of paper in here. I had no idea there was a piece of paper in here. I just pulled it out the box and put it up. See what the instructions say. Okay. That's what the instructions said. Use when needed, but glad to get it in so we can not worry about the bees overheating. Once again, thank you, Randy, Dirt Rooster. Thank you, Rodney, for the insight on making sure we got the right get up to make things more comfortable for the bees. That's it, Mr. Russell. Just keep on trying is all we can do. That was the upgrade there, DC. Now, I will say,
The upgrade is the vented bottom. The
Yep.
screen bottom.
yep, that way we'll use that part first, load up Lord willing the majority of them, and whatever's left, we can put a bucket head on and keep it circulating till you get to the house. But having this screen bottom on it for the bunches to move air. But
Because it's hot.
I'm up in the air right now on like the Newports. Anybody's got everything be back. If you got one of the, I guess, older buckets, a few years old, the little insert that sits down on the inside. Let's see if I can get this turned back around. Anybody that ain't got one. Okay, look, y'all see that?
Will he knock somebody out?
Well, this puppy goes in like that. All right.
Yeah.
That keeps the bees in.
Mhm.
All right. Don't pull that out till you get home. Watch out, this thing's flying. But on the original bucket, we got this screen portion here. It's got a metal screen to it. The newer buckets undoubtedly have this plastic in there now. So I mean,
Maybe not complete upgrade.
it's gonna hold up good, but I do like the wire mesh in there in the old one.
It doesn't have a mesh in it.
I mean,
It's just an open package.
it's got the chicken wire in there
Okay.
like the other one does, but as far as the
screen.
little vent piece here that pops out, that also is wire. And now granted, we're not going to be leaving it out in the sun to be baking and all that kind of good stuff once we dump the bees. we bring everything back inside, so it's not out in the weather and this and that, because
It's expensive.
it is expensive.
Yes.
Indeed. Uh, God love Hannah. She told me one year, she knew I've been eyeballing the things, and we finally had a little bit of extra change, and she said, "You can order your bee back now." So, after much debate on which one to go through and look at, we looked at 2 or 3 different brands. Then we eventually settled on the everything, simply because it was battery operated. You ain't got to be dragging around the cord unless you run the battery out of it. Then you have to plug it back up to get it going. But I mean, how long did we run that? We run that thing probably 6 hours.
How close to 7
Was it?
on that photo?
Mm-hmm.
We were there 8.5 hours. And the only time it wasn't running was the very beginning when we were setting up.
So it's been a good investment. I will say that.
Definitely worth the money. It's just hard to part with that much money at one time. But definitely no regrets with it.
It
Like
was.
even the company, because the top of it, the battery part, went out one time, and they just sent us a new one.
Well, I thought it was the bucket head on it, where the whole battery assembly and all that stuff is, and called the guy up over there in Texas, the man that owns the place, talked to him for a few minutes. Great customer service. He said, "Look, send it to me and let me see what's going on," because I couldn't get it to charge. And I mean, we had literally just bought the thing a week or 2 prior to that. Did we just go away? And it's showing.
It's
Uh,
not showing.
okay.
I don't think. Flip the screen.
It flipped. Are we back right?
Now we're back right.
Okay. But
Oh, it already paid for itself, Country Road.
indeed it did. The first job pretty much it paid for itself for the most part. Well, actually, really, our first cutout, it did pay for itself if we deducted that portion of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I talked to the guy. He said, "Send it on to me." Sent it back out there to Texas. And come to find out, the charging cable, something was wrong with the actual charger. So once he figured that out, he said, "Look, I'm going to send you my charger that I use to do around here." And mailed everything back to me. No extra charge on nothing at all. And within a couple of weeks between us sending it, getting it back, we got it back here, plugged that puppy up, and ever since then, she runs like a dream. And I think our first year having it, we only used it once. And it sat in the room throughout the rest of the season, on into the winter months. And then during spring, it hit me. You need to charge that thing up and see.
Didn't need to charge it. They
Sure.
crunk right up.
It'd run up like a brand new Cadillac, and it ran for, I think on one of our first jobs, we was able to run it all the way through and got the bees home with the fan going in it. So definitely a good product if you're looking for one. Now I haven't tried the plug-in units like people's got. Undoubtedly, there's some really good ones out there as well, but we was just trying to look for something that wasn't bulky and heavy to carry around and not having to worry about You know, if you go into an old barn or something like that where there ain't no power anywhere, you can just crank her up and go. So
DC said the semi truck, his new extractor and 200 frames was in a wreck. So they had to reshift his whole order. Like, my
that's some of our luck right there. See, Clay saying the same thing. It sounds like something happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
You've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and all of a sudden, oh, hey,
Oops.
somebody tried to miss the squirrel.
The traffic accident.
Or somebody doing their TikTok video running to the UPS guy.
For real. You had a long week, DC.
Country Road, that was something we was trying to avoid to do. Now, granted, we've got a good, nice generator out there.
That sucker's heavy. And it's loud.
Yeah.
And gas is outrageous.
I think, what's the wattage on that thing out there? I think it's 7,500.
I don't know.
Big enough, plenty enough to run our little house here and then some during a storm. But like she's saying, you just don't want to be dragging all that mess around on the back of a trailer and trying to get everything hooked up. Then you got to listen to a generator rattling in your ears all day.
Mm-hmm.
If you got somebody working with you, constantly going, "Huh, what? I can't hear
Even
you."
worse than in a normal conversation.
Yep. So, that was just the options we weighed and more or less kind of boiled down. Okay, let's go with everything.
Mm-hmm. But you're on the road to recovery, DC.
That's it.
It gives you those little bits to keep you holding on and keep you going.
Well,
you want to go check out Pastor Larry's message from this morning, DC. He's doing a little series on James right now. It was very encouraging, very uplifting. You really should go to YouTube and check it out.
Indeed.
It'll help you. Because he talked about just that, about still rejoicing in the Lord and finding joy in the Lord in all the heartache and the tribulations and the trials. I think it did some good. It did me some good. I know that.
Well, myself, because I'll say this, that yesterday there's a couple. Well, one of them, he doesn't even, he calls himself a preacher, but God, he just says, I'm an evangelist. But what he says, he's speaking directly out of the Bible, what God is saying and things. Huh?
Okay.
What? But yesterday evening, sat here and I watched one of his messages, and the message that he was speaking on just worked on me. I don't even know how another way to say it, because it worked on me from the time I heard it. And Hannah, she caught the latter part of it, sitting here listening to it with me. And then we had to go down the road early this morning and handle some business. And when I'm quiet, she knows something's wrong or something
Not
is
necessarily wrong. I know he's chewing on something.
Yeah.
He's just got a certain look on his face. It's not just, I'm watching YouTube quiet. It's a different quiet.
And we were going down the road today or this morning, and my wife picked up that I wasn't like I am here with y'all right now. I mean, this is how we are pretty much day to day.
Unless he's chewing on something.
Yeah. But that message just really worked on me in a lot of ways. And it wasn't in the ways that I had fear, but it was fear for others in my life. And not too long ago, I had to have a discussion with somebody. And it was a point in her life to where she's old enough now to where you want to call yourself an adult and you want to act like an adult. Then if nobody else is going to be honest with you about this, then you can ask Hannah. I chewed on this for months before I said something, because I'd tell Hannah, I said, how can I do this, but I cannot sit back and not say anything about the lifestyle that she's living. And one reason I stay off the Book of Faces is that people put so much on that thing. It's hard for me to bite my tongue and not say something. And especially with a lot of people that call themselves Christians. And I'm sitting here going, you're entertaining that lifestyle with that individual, but yet you're still sitting here calling yourself a Christian, knowing dang good and well that that's not scripture. And finally, long story short, finally, I had to break it down to this individual we know. And like I told Hannah, I said, she's an adult now. So if she's going to be acting like one, she's going to be spoken to like one. And she put something on the Book of Faces, and with needless to say, her daddy didn't like what I had to say. I'll put it like this. It was my niece and my ex-brother-in-law. And I sent her a message, told her, said, look, I said, you're entertaining this lifestyle, and you talk about one day you're going to see your mama in heaven, which is my sister that departed 18 years ago. I said, look, I said, if there's ever a chance that you think you're going to see your mama, the lifestyle that you're leading, it ain't going to happen by what you're living by. I have talked to other people in your family about this on that side, my ex-brother-in-law side, and they said that they're going to speak to you about this. We'll come to find out they never said nothing to her. They call themselves Christian and God-fearing folks, but they never said anything to her about it. So it finally, when I woke up that morning, I opened up the Book of Faces and I seen what she had put out there. And I delivered that message to her about, look, you're not going to see your mama if you continue this life. Your mama did not approve of this lifestyle. Your mama would have never approved of this lifestyle. I've known your mama for the 31 years that she was here, kind of thing. I was very close to my sister. And for people to tell you that your mama would have been okay with that is a lie straight from the pits of hell itself. Well, my brother-in-law, he didn't take too kindly of my words. And I just told him, I said, don't get upset with me because I'm telling her something that you failed to tell her. That's on you, kind of thing. And a lot of that's what carried on from that message that I listened to yesterday. And I sat there and I was like, I don't want that blood on my hands. Whenever speaking to somebody, they may not be happy with me. By the time the conversation's done, I'm to call myself a Christian. I've got to act accordingly as a Christian and not ride the fence on situations. If scripture says it's wrong, kind of thing. Granted, people can come back and say, oh, well, Tim, you've done this in your past and so on and so forth. Yep, I sure did. But thank God he got me away from every bit of that. And now I can tell you.
Part of your testimony.
Yeah, look, that lifestyle was no good. I can tell you right now, because while I was living that lifestyle, I was a heathen. I was in jail. Nobody trusted me. The whole shooting match while I was out drinking and carrying on. But one day the good Lord opened my eyes and said, son, you need to get away from this. You see the destruction that's already brought to your life. And he pulled me away from it. And that message yesterday, that guy speaking on out of the Bible, just, it really hit me hard. And it was more or less having blood on your hands for not saying anything. And where I'm going with this is whenever you was talking about Pastor Larry's message this morning with James, I got a great deal out of it. And then DC put Greg Burns on his post. And this was earlier this morning. So I went in, tuned in, to see what Greg Burns had to say as far as delivering a message. And sitting there listening to that, I thought to myself, okay, there's just so much that has fallen into place to whatever I was thinking. And the words just continuously keep coming to me of, quit running kind of thing. I'm not going to be in agreement. And if it goes against scripture, then I'm not going to be in agreement with it, period. But yet, in some ways, for a long time, like Greg was talking about, Jonah just diverting, going off to the other direction, not trusting in the Lord. They decided to go another direction. Then guess what happened? Lord said, well, no, hold up. I'm going to put you in the belly of the whale for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give you, like she said, an attitude adjustment. And whenever you finally break, you'll understand I have a purpose for you. And I don't want you to halfway it. I want you to go all the way. Trust me, the Lord saying, trust me. And I'll get you through it. Even though you think you can, I'm going to get you through it. And that just weighed on me a great deal this morning. Then listen to Pastor Larry's message, then going in and listen to what Greg had. And there's another guy I listened to on YouTube as far as the preacher man, old Jeff Durbin. And just them sermons brought everything together and brought a lot of light to where it had just shut me down yesterday evening, and a good part for this morning just shut me down until the good Lord put me on the words I needed to hear and really shined a light on a lot of stuff. And a lot of it, do I have my home prepared? Do I have enough oil in my lamp in my home? I didn't know. But
I like what Country Road said, but he said some people can't handle the truth and are delusional. But I really think a lot of people just choose to live in the delusion
yes.
because it's a lot more comfortable.
Well,
It's just my opinion.
well, nowadays, if you tell somebody something, you're anti-Semitic, you're a bigot, you're a phobe of some kind, and all this, and nobody wants to hear it. All right, the ones that do want to hear it are the ones that have itching ears but won't say anything. They want to go to these individuals that do more of this prosperity preaching instead of preaching of what the word says and how we should conduct ourselves. And if it upsets them, oh well, so be it. My
Right.
prayer is, Lord, open their eyes and remove that hardened heart that they have.
Like Laramore said, some people try to change the Bible to fit their lifestyle when they need to change the lifestyle to fit the Bible.
That's it. And it ain't going to work like that. We can't ride the fence. And whenever we finally realize that as individuals, that we can't serve two masters. And for all of us, there's been points of our life to where somebody told us something in life that was 100% scripture, and it just PO'd us off. I'm one of those people. I didn't want to hear that. Who are you to tell me? The whole whatever it was. But then,
Until the Lord's opened the door.
yeah, the Lord opened up my heart, and I finally realized, that individual was right. The whole time I stayed mad at them for however long because they told me the truth. And when I finally realized that, it was like that light bulb went off in my head and was like, okay, I get where we're going now. I got that fixed. Search me, Lord. Fix whatever else is wrong with me. And just like going back to me thinking this morning, whenever we left where we was coming back to, or where we had been, I had asked Hannah, and it was kind of like a slam on brakes moment. I said, "Are you hungry?" And she's like, "Yeah, I guess so." If we didn't have but just a half a second to turn, and I whipped off into the Waffle House, and we pulled on in, gonna get us a little bit of breakfast because it was still about 8:30 whenever we got done, and we was headed back home. And we was still kind of discussing how I was feeling about that particular message that brother had put out. And me and Hannah was sitting there discussing it at the table. And a portion of that was what's being driven nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get my drift, what's being driven nowadays.
The lifestyles that are being driven into children.
Yes. And the difference between the Lord and the devil himself, the Lord pulling you one direction and the devil want you to go another. I was sitting there at that table, and I'm a visual person. I'm constantly scanning my perimeter. It don't matter where I'm at. I'm constantly looking around. If I look at something, I make a mental note of it. I can tell you what that person is wearing, what color their hair is.
Jason Bourne. It's really impressive.
But it's just, I don't know. That's just me. I'm constantly scanning my perimeters. And it's more so to make sure my wife is okay in the event something goes down. I know what direction I need to put her. God forbid something happen, but I try to stay ahead on that. But I'm sitting there, I'm scanning around that Waffle House, and I go to look, and I see a family off the way from us, kind of in the back corner over there. I see a man, woman, and their little youngin sitting there. And at first, I couldn't see everything. I just seen a man, his wife, I'm assuming, and their child. And the man gets up with that youngin, and they got that youngin adorned in these colors wrapped around her, sporting her around. the child wasn't 3, 4 years old, sporting her around in this mess. And I thought to myself, is it my place to say anything? Or do I sit here and just keep my mouth shut? And the best thing for me to do is just silently pray for these people.
That's what I did. Sitting in that boat.
And I thought to myself, we're people, you're dragging your children into this perversion. And I'm not whipping on anybody. That same perversion has infected my family. It's infected friends I know. It's infected her family. But I'm not going to condone it. I'll pray for you, but I'm not going to sit there and tell you, hey, bud, you do what you do. You know what I mean? If you bring it to my table, then you're going to hear my side of it. God tells us.
He said, I pray for them, but they better don't open the door for an opinion.
That's exactly it, because you're going to get it. And you're not going to.
I mean, that's happened for both of us in both of our families. And the relationships aren't the same anymore at all because they know where we stand. I love you. You're my family. I'll always love you. I'll pray for you. But I can't be a part of that at all. I just can't.
But here we are nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
But it's not. Like Larimore said, too much tiptoeing around the truth is what's wrong with people. But what they're doing to children is what's just not fair at all. Like you think about that little baby that Danae's talked about for the last month. That little baby has been her world. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. But so many people are just throwing that away now. Just completely throwing that away to keep up with a trend. Like I can't understand it at all.
I guess that's the part that bothers us so much. And especially the people that now I fully understand. I 110% understand the non-believer for not realizing what I'm saying to them, kind of thing. Because you as a non-believer or an individual as a non-believer, then
You have no basis for believing it's wrong.
no, the moral compass comes from Scripture. God gives us a moral compass, and He instructs us. Okay, this is how we need to do, and this is what we don't need to do. But the individual with a worldview, there is no moral basis because you can't borrow from a Christian worldview. If you have just a plain worldview, there's no moral compass. Who's to say who's right and who's wrong, kind of thing. In your theory of evolution or whatever you believe in, then we're just a whole bunch of protoplasm bumping into each other. And if somebody does wrong, who's to say it's wrong? If somebody does good, who's to say it's good? You have no compass on that moral aspect. And especially if you're not a believer, how can you borrow from the Christian values of that and say, oh, well, morally, I think this is okay. Well, how can you say that if you're not a believer?
But at the same time, how does a true believer justify acceptance and inclusion?
Well, if you're a true believer, then you cannot accept that, no matter if it's going to hurt friends' feelings, your family's feelings, whatever the case may be. We can't be accepting of that. If we are, we may as well just jump on the same bandwagon and join in, no matter what it may be. Because that's essentially what you're doing. That's what Scripture tells you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't separate yourself from that kind of stuff. And that's what I've had to do.
No, it says to separate
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, separate yourself from it. Get away from it. Don't be okay with it. It's not okay. And that's on any kind of level. That's what, you know, whether it's this perversion being put out nowadays, or, you know, whether somebody's got an addiction of some kind. Look, get away from it, man. You know, I've had my addictions too. And let me tell you how I got through it. I'm not going to sit here and act like that I've been golden all my years whenever I haven't. But I can tell you through my experiences where it led me.
Mm-hmm.
And it led me to nothing but destruction. So, I know, but like you're saying, it's a testimony that we can all give if we've been there, and we've all been there at some point. We can say, "Look, man, I'm telling
you don't want to go there.
Yeah, please get away from it." With my brother got hurt. Next month will be a year that my brother got hurt, and he dealt with alcoholism for probably 30 years. And as the years went on, he I thought I plugged it up.
Yeah.
We just seen that Hannah can say, just tell you the 16 years that we've been together, that it was a gradual downfall. Every year it got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. A couple times we really thought he was going to do better, but it didn't last very long at all.
And the only reason I'm going to say this is because maybe it'll help somebody down the road with something. But the morning we walked into the hospital and the doctors walked out and said, "We just took him to surgery and there's a good chance he's not going to make it off that operating table." And for the last 5 years prior to that, I stood out at that gate and I've preached to them and begged them. And at one point, I got so mad to where I almost reached across that fence and just went to swinging on them, kind of thing. My wife called me back. But my prayer was, when that doctor come out and he told us that news and he got finished speaking to us as a family, he said he probably ain't gonna make it. But my prayer was like, "Lord, if you decide to let him live through this, take that alcohol away from him. No matter what state he's going to be in, take it away from him." He delivered on that. He's still around today. Just like my aunt told me. She said, "Son, the Lord's got a plan for him, and he ain't done with him." So my continued prayer is that as he gets better at whatever state he finally gets to, and I pray one day that he'll be able to get up and walk again and get out and do. And if it's the Lord's will, then he'll see fit to that. But my prayer, take that alcohol away from him. It may not have been the way that we thought it'd been a good way, rehab or something like that, take it away from him. But he took it from me. And I thank the Lord for that. All right, I'm done preaching.
So,
I did.
Larimore, you was right. He had something he needed to get off his chest.
Here we go.
That's very good.
Well, like Larry Moore says here, I will not change my beliefs to satisfy your lifestyle. No, I'll love you. I'll pray for you. I know how to do that now. In my early years of really trying to turn my life around, I could not understand how could I pray for somebody that hates me or don't like me or anything like that. Then the Lord revealed to me, this is how you do it. It's through prayer. I'll take care of the rest. You just pray. And there's been several times that you stand back and you go, well, yeah, you done it. That's where we're at in life right now. So, any of y'all like a good preaching? Go listen to old Jeff Durbin, Apologia Studios, or the Tyler Woods encounter,
Or Pastor Larry.
or Pastor Larry, and get you some good messages through folks. I know for a lot of people, it's hard to step foot back into a church house because of the way a lot of church houses are run nowadays. Not all of them. There's still some fine Bible believing churches out there, and there's some great men behind the pulpit, but there's not many of them left anymore. Those churches have few sitting in the congregation. But these dudes I was just telling you about are the ones that will stand up and tell you the truth. This is what it says. This one, Mr. Russell Heyman, he's trucking along pretty good. We got to get him a new cell phone. He decided to take his apart and fix it. So we're working on trying to get him on a program through his disability now, where he can get him a decent cell phone and be able to take care of it. Oh, Crazy Jay got some.
That's James.
Is that James?
It's okay
Good
to say.
to see you.
It is good to see you, James.
Our friend,
I didn't
man.
realize that was
No.
you. You got a new channel name.
Yep, I am. That fills my heart seeing that young man in here too. Kind of thing. Jason, I hope you trucking along pretty good yourself there, Buddy Grove. Your bees. Your comment here saying that almost all the other brood frames are now filling with honey and nectar. So it sounds like he's got some.
His
Back
telling
feeling.
Clay he was going to send him an email. He went through his beads and Clay asked him what he saw.
Oh, good. Okay.
His Clay's going to help him out.
Well, hey, that's what we need to be after too. Help these young bucks, these little does running around trying to figure out this beekeeping. Got to encourage that next generation.
Absolutely. Speaking of, I miss Grayson's chat with her.
He wouldn't even have it. Power with that.
It's just not right on Monday nights. Grayson don't go on that.
All right. Keep Larry Moore. Just a simple bee question for everyone. If I sell a quart of honey for 28, how much should I ask for 4.5 gallons or a bucket?
Keith Spillman to the front to answer this.
I don't want to divulge the name, but I was talking to an individual not long ago. We all probably There's a good chance many of us know who he is, but I'm not going to divulge his name. But I called him and asked about 5 gallons of honey and what pretty much what Larimore was asking on the price. And for Country Roads hit the nail on the head. That's the exact number I was told. 300 a bucket. And he said, I do sell it to another individual that is kind of like our bread and butter kind of person for a little bit cheaper. But just for somebody wanting a 5 gallon bucket of honey, he was stating that the price starts around $300 for a 5 gallon bucket down here anyway.
Nate said some people in my area sell 5 for $260, but I've sold them for $400. I guess it really depends on your location too. Larimore said he was thinking $325.
I started $325, and they kind of
Yeah.
give you the so look, 300 is the best I can do on it. And if you figure up the poundage that's in the bucket, as far as what you would make selling it per pound,
They're like, look, this is what it could make. So I'm
Right.
really cutting you a deal.
let's see. I looked at this not long ago, and I forgot how much it was.
Hmm. Do what? Barnhill said he sold a quart for $145 today. I gotta be reading that.
Okay. According to the Google AI review, and we went through this earlier in the show.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So let me do some math real quick.
Mm-mm. Y'all gonna see smoke coming out his ear.
Probably so. We went through these calculators. Y'all remember they wouldn't let us use these things in school? But now they let the kids run wild with them. All right. Okay. According to the AI review, a 5 gallon bucket of honey holds around 60 pounds of honey. If you're selling your honey, we'll just say for $12 a pound, at 60 pounds, that's $720
Yeah.
you can make.
Off the same amount of honey.
So that's a great deal.
He said, I think I can. I think I can.
You can. Choo.
He donated a quart for the youth fundraiser and an auction. It sold for $145.
What?
That's pretty cool.
That's some of the finest honey that y'all ever get right there.
Worth every penny.
Every penny. Then what you do is you hit them up at the end and say, look, I got another quart out there in the truck if you're looking for one.
Only the real smart kids could have calculators for the advanced math classes, and they would wear them in holsters like those wider.
Yeah, because I remember getting in trouble. Like if you had a calculator in class. And like, granted, you found a BUG, I guess.
Yes.
But y'all remember them old watches back in the day to where it had the calculator on the old watch. And even those things, the teacher will tell you, now you can't have them in the classroom either. You need to put it in your book bag or take it home. But like I say, nowadays, they just here. School provides you with one now. Or there's one on the tablet that they give them.
Oh, God.
But
Start going on the button. I'm sorry. Well, Philip said that amount would bring $850 in jars where he's at. He wouldn't go below half that. You on a roll, Larimore.
well, whoever the commercial guy is that keeps dumping the bees off on their land right there, you invite him back every year. So look, I got plenty of room out here, kind of thing. Set them out, catch the swarms, kind of thing. If you don't want a swarm, you need to come out here and control that. If not, if I can get them, I'll be more than happy to home them. And then, we'll go from there. Our swarm season wasn't, we had an okay swarm season, but it wasn't,
It wasn't crazy.
no,
Not at all. Ooh. 350 colonies?
yeah.
I didn't realize you was up to that many, Larimore. Wow, word. That's a handful.
Country Road got on one yesterday. The latest one we had was 2 weeks ago, I think. Whenever you come in and got me, it was in between all the rain. We literally had a break of rain for about 3 hours, and I guess they seen opportunity. And whenever that sun started coming out, in the trees they went. There wasn't no capturing their tails because we don't have a look like a lot of folks do. They'll land. We've got small little cedar trees. I'm letting up probably 10 or 12 wild persimmon trees or native persimmons, the smaller little fellas, go around here because I like them little persimmons when they're ripe. They make some good sweet fruit. So we had several of them coming up. Now 3 or 4 of them, well, more than that, really. A lot of them are 6, 8 feet tall, right there by the bees. But will they go light in them trees? Nope. Straight up in the old lonely pines they go. Seems like every single one of them goes straight to them old lonely pines. And you look up and you're like,
Man.
wow, why y'all have to fly so high? We can't capture your tails and put you in a different box down here. Oh, he's saying no, the commercial guy. He only got 56. That's still a good number though, Larry Moore.
Still a handful.
I know you had a good season with swarms last year. And pretty much the same thing again this year. Watching your shorts there, it was like every time just about every day you was out there pulling a swarm out of that one little oak tree that they seem to want to congregate up in right there. But I guess maybe what helps him with Larimore is they got them small trees planted out through there. And for I guess what it looks like on the camera end, you got a good couple acres before you get to any kind of wood line. So just me and mine, it seems like they go straight to those smaller trees that they've got right there on the property. Ain't it your brother that's right there beside you, or some kinfolk right there beside you? And they seem to light up in those trees pretty easy for them. But with us around here, it's just
Say way on.
too high.
No fair.
I was trying to almost built me a tater gun to shoot some rope up in a tree our second year. I flung a rope and a weight for an hour and a half out there in that yard trying to reach the doggone limb on them things one day.
You talk about fired up. Ooh.
Could never get to them. I thought to myself, you know what? If I built me a tater gun, I could shoot that puppy right on up there, hopefully, and get to them. But I never did. All right, Grayson, take care of yourself, bud. Where we at? Yeah, we're probably mosey on here ourselves. We got another fun day of roofing to finish up tomorrow. I'm gonna probably get started on that thing about 7 o'clock in the morning. Try to beat that heat.
Y'all say a prayer for us. It's gonna be a long day.
Well, like I told the help between Dale and Ray, whenever they call,
That's right.
he's probably gonna be there in the morning too. I told them, I said, look, I said, I'm gonna start about 7 and we're gonna work till about 11:30. And with it being 91 degrees at 12 o'clock, I'm not going to kill myself since it's going to be some drier days. If it takes me another half a day to finish it, then so be it. But
It's better than heat stroke.
it's too early in the season for us and our normal work to be burnt out from the heat already. So I'm not even going to push these longer days.
That's it. They say once you hit a certain age, every youngin' you come across is gonna be your youngin', and you're gonna love them and feed them and reprimand them and correct them, just like they was yours.
Let me tell y'all something before we go on this about good youngins. Now, sister-in-law brought her little bunch over, except for Ollie. Ollie went to some
He
kind
was at a church camp this week with a little youth group.
That's right. So,
But the other three that y'all met came.
yeah, the ones that did the cream honey tasting last year. That bunch come over. And a few days prior to that, Hannah had talked to her. He said, look, if y'all need any help over there, the kids picking up, they need to come to Pawpaw's and help out a little bit, let me know, and I'll drag their tails over there.
Please come help us clean up.
When she told me that, I told Hannah, I said, call her back and ask her if she can have these youngins here Friday to pick up what's on the ground kind of thing. And sure enough, they loaded up. They gonna come help Pawpaw. So we didn't say anything to them, but their mama told them, said, look, when we get done for helping out at Pawpaw's house, I'm gonna take y'all and we're gonna get some ice cream for helping out. And all it was, they was just picking up little pieces. The shingles and everything we've been tearing off, we've been literally carrying it to one side and throwing it off in a pile and not just flinging it all over the place. It's all in one concentrated area. But just little odds and end pieces of that felt paper on the ground. So them youngins come over and they worked their little tails for about 3.5, 4 hours, and they got it cleaned up nice and pretty around there for Pawpaw. Well,
Never complained, never fought with each other. I couldn't believe it.
no, didn't hear no fuss out of them.
Mm-mm.
So Hannah come to me. She said, look, we got a few extra dollars. You all right with giving them $20 a piece for coming over and helping?
Because they busted their little butt. They really did.
I said, yeah, I'm fine with that. You know, from what you tell me, they got cleaned up, and you know, we ain't been
They
off the
even
roof yet.
raked the flower beds kind of thing, literally.
They sure did. That little youngest one, you have to tell him exactly words because he told you this
What?
about no henny boo.
Oh, when I went to pay him, Noah, the little guy, Noah, he was on, I think he was in the video, wasn't he?
No, we didn't put him in there. I don't think.
He didn't want to go on
I
camera.
don't think so.
Anyway, the youngest, of their siblings. He just turned 7 a couple months ago, and he threw his hands up. He's backing up. He said, "No, Hanny Boo, I agreed to work for ice cream. That was my deal." I was like, "Well, buddy, you earned it. Like, y'all are going off for the weekend. Here's some extra ice cream money." Had to talk that youngin into taking money. Like, he wasn't gonna take it. The 2 girls, they were shocked. They kind of like, "Hanny Boo, are you sure?" kind of thing, but they wasn't bucking it like no one was. I've never in my life seen a kid turn down money like that because he agreed to work for ice cream and he wasn't going to push it and get more than what he agreed for. Like, he blew my mind.
But he was just serious about it.
He was. He was a man of his word. His daddy had a talk with him not too long ago and explained to him what a gentleman was and what a man's role in his family is. And that was the only cross word I heard out of him all day long. What he finally kind of snapped at both of his sisters when they went to go pick up pizza for lunch. He got so mad at them. And Abby said he stopped them in the middle of the store and was like, "Look, y'all have got to stop opening doors. It's a gentleman's job, and I'm a gentleman now. So back off and let me open your doors." It was the funniest thing I had ever heard him say. I was like, this kid means business. He is standing on the deal he made to work for ice cream. He lost his confidence in the money too. No, he just, I don't know, it was funny. It just watching him grow up. Because, like, he's hitting that age where he's really trying to act like a man now. And it's so cute, but it's so, like, making me feel old and really proud of him at the same time.
He's doing good.
He is. He really, I could not believe they spent all day in the 90-degree weather on the promise of ice cream and didn't fight with each other. He turned 7 back in February, so he's just over 7. But boy, he's a mess. He's got the sweetest little heart, though.
Talking about pushing his sisters. One of the worst whoopings I got as a youngin' with knuckles
Was your sister?
was my sister. I was about 8 or 9 years old, and Mom and Daddy had to go somewhere and do something. And so my sister was the babysitter. She was 6 years older than me.
Wasn't you hanging her with rocks or something?
That was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the first one was. Well, let me stay on track with the one I was going with, where Mom and Daddy said, "Watch your little brother," which was me. My sister was in control, so as soon as Mom and Daddy left, she's in control, kind of thing. Well, we had an old rotary phone hung on the kitchen wall, and it had only about a 6-foot cord on that thing. Mom and Daddy wouldn't buy them one of them extra long ones. That 6-foot cord would just reach around where Daddy could talk on the couch around the corner. Well, she got on that telephone with the carrying on with her friends. Me being the little brother, I run in there and I grab that old yellow cord on that rotary phone and just pull it. She kept telling me, "You better leave me alone. You better quit your nonsense. If not, me and you're going to have problems." What'd I do? I kept on.
Kept pushing buttons.
Well, she grabs me up, slams me on the couch, sits on my shoulders, and commenced to beating me in the face like a grown man. I'm talking about she was wearing me out. The only thing I remember between stars was I looked out our window and I seen Mom and Daddy's shadow coming on the front porch. They come busting through the door about the time she lays into me one more good time. And I thought, I got her now. Well, Mom and Daddy asked, what in the world going on? Why are you beating your brother in the face like a grown man? And she explains to them what I was doing. I got so mad because Mom and Daddy was just like, okay,
You deserved it.
you got it.
You being the turn.
So it wasn't too long. I kept that in my brain. My sister whooping the snot out of me, and I wasn't going to have that again. A few months rock on. She walks out the front door, and she's going to a friend's house in her neighborhood. So I start throwing rocks at her. She told me, she said, you hit me with one of them rocks, I'm going to beat you like I did on that couch. I said, you ain't never going to catch me. And she took off down through that driveway, and buddy, I landed one perfect right in her back. I had a good head start, but I wasn't quick enough.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Threw me down on that ground, balled her fist up, and went to wearing the snot out of me.
Philip said I treated my poor sister worse than a substitute teacher. My brother's done me like that too. I was the angel sister that never did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Me and my brothers really didn't fight though. My sister and my brothers fought a lot. But growing up, I was much more like my brothers, I guess, than Abby. She was the princess inside kind of thing. She could be mean.
Hey, I told her,
But I gotta get up. I can't sit no more.
we fit to roll on. It get late. That morning's going to be here before we know it.
Oh, I'm just gonna go off and you're gonna throw that phone out the window.
Promise so. I still got to
Mhm.
close my guineas up, close my chickens up,
Take your dog out.
take Jasper out. No,
Jasper's already been. You gotta take your dog out. I'm not dealing with your dog.
Well, yeah, we enjoyed it. We got through some beekeeping.
A little bit.
Got a good message in, some good
Whatever.
laugh.
Good fellowship.
We thank everybody for riding it out, supporting us once again. And for you ones on the replay, if you make it this far, we appreciate y'all as well. But till then,
He won't.
what we gonna do?
Larry. They don't give you light for the sake of the world.
Oh no, I'm gonna shine a beam out through there, kind of thing. But till then, God bless you. Lord willing, we'll see y'all next one. Y'all take
Y'all have
care.
a good week. Now you gonna come say hey? Cause you hear it going.
Well, guess that's it for today. See you next time at Gunline Bees.